What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So I thought I'd just start off by saying and giving a little bit of an update as to my progress within this year so far. The reason why I'm making this video today is to cover the final quarter of 2025 Q4. So essentially I'll be breaking up my action plan for Q4 2025 and my aim to at least obtain the next few months towards the end of this quarter to push for some sort of profitability and make a decent payout from my funded account. So I'm just going to currently go over current trades that I've taken this week. So I'd say this week has been quite rough, um, and I'm overall down about 2% already on my account. So essentially, I'll go through and run through the procedures and processes of what happened, and yeah, we'll go through this properly and identify what I can do coming towards this month of October. Um, so I'm not going to be trading for the rest of this week because overall I'm net down. And yeah, we'll probably go into the next week and find out, see what happens. But yeah, essentially, so today I had placed a trade on XAD USD following the breakup structure and the overall higher time frame trend being bullish. I initially had positions down at the bottom here, which I had opened. But if I had left this position open during this time, then it would allow me to actually keep the move continuously keep pushing up 4%. Essentially, I would have held this trade up to this level, but me being me, um, there was a stage where I follow my plan and my processes in the in my trading, where I typically tend to close within the day of the position, and during the session. I'm not really a swing trader, typically a day trader. So, any advice, if anyone can help me, um, I'd highly be appreciated. But yeah, this was a bit of a loss today. So we're down about $300 on the funded account. Um, but the overall account is in a net positive range. So if I find a picture somewhere, if I'm able to find something, 1 second. Bu- 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 So I'll just show you my current account metrics on my trading account. So overall, if you look at the screen, so I got funded in May 2025. So that month we were up 0.96%. June we were down 0.15%. July and August we had two decent months. September was a break-even month. Currently I'm in a bit of drawdown on October, so overall we're only up 2.29% for the year. Um, so yeah, and this is my average trade hold time, deposit load, and trades per week. So yeah, I mean the setups have been decent, but I've been sticking to my drawdown limits, and I've kept them in the back of my head all the time before thinking about placing a trade. Um, in terms of setups and quality, it could probably definitely improve. My strategy works best on commodity pairs such as gold and cryptocurrency pairs, not forex or stock pairs, but I'll get into that at a later stage. So yeah, this was one trade that I took today, and then another trade which actually closed me out, but I essentially was on this trade as a day trade from the higher time frame basis because of this 4-hour breaker structure which occurred. We had above average volume, but essentially price ended up dumping and just closed me out for whatever reason. I don't really know the reasoning behind why this has happened. Something out of my control at the end of the day. So that's that. Currently in a live trade on Bitcoin, um, which could potentially be hitting my profit target. But yeah, this is just a small trade, nothing too large, nothing too much in the back of my head. Um, what I do want to talk about is my action plan going into this quarter. Now, what I really want to be able to understand and identify is essentially what am I going to do to save myself within this process of, um, you know, towards the end of Q4 2025. So, um, I've been consistent. So the last few weeks or so, I've been consistent with um, my trading. But essentially at the moment, I'm only completed about 82 trades on my account, and it is likely that not every single trade was taken as per my system. So basically, when I reach 100 trades, it will then be easier to identify and break down what trades I placed, and basically it will rule. I will carry out this process where I will rule out each trade on how it reflected to my system uh, that I have, and if I'm finding that, you know, the system isn't working towards the end of 100 trades, and then that means I would have to find another system. At the moment, I've only been focused on one system for since the time I've achieved the funded account, and net overall we've been positive. There's a positive expected value with this. This is my trading system. Uh, so yeah, high time frame context is essential. My trading time windows between 6 and 7. Market structure I look at, so look at technicals, and I always enter on the confirmed BOS or MSB, and I draw fib extension, trend based fib extension levels for price targets, but my take profits always at fixed 1 to 2 risk to reward. Um, so yeah, once I reach 100 trades, then I'll be able to identify what I placed, and I'll use an Excel spreadsheet to identify that. But in terms of actual goals, uh, to and my goal is to obtain 10% payout regardless. 10% payout from my funded account would be the vision and the goal that I have. To obtain this, I would have to do things such as number one, obviously controlling my drawdown, which I'm currently in. So I don't want to be risking more than 2% realistically. So I'm going to stick to less than 1%. 1% when I'm trading, uh, and essentially, um, I wanna I wanna be able to obtain that 10% payout still. Um, my profit factor is one to 2.5. So for every dollar I risk, I get 1.25. But I want to obtain for 1.5 or 2 our average win. Um, I noticed that a few times I do tend to close trades early if I've made mistakes, but typically when the trade is on, I should be letting it play out, and sometimes my mind gets in the way. So again, psychological definitely is another factor. So psychology, sorry, psychology. When the position has been placed, do not dwell on the process, just trust the outcome and accept it, what happens, which I do tend to lose, in my mind quite often. I tend to obtain these thoughts, and to obtain this, I need to to obtain the goal that I want, the 10%. These are the factors which are taking me down at the moment. And essentially, I just want to hold myself accountable and push myself towards the end of Q4 2025. And yeah, the path is to obtain, hopefully, uh, keeping my risk consistent, avoid revenge trading, um, and essentially, um, if I can push, typically my systems towards the end of Q4 have been pretty good. So um, the key things that I'm gonna put in place, like I said, is to manage my psychology, controlling my drawdown, um, and obviously focusing on focusing focusing on quality trades, um, aiming for 1 R or 2 R winners. And yeah, that's basically where I'm at the moment, in terms of my trading journey. Um, Going into Q4 of 2025, this should be kind of like my action plan. Um, if Even if there is, if the figures that I obtain from this are negative, uh, I will be in the background of potentially looking out for another system. So, if things don't work out to the best, um, if I don't achieve, you know, what I envision myself for, then steps to make changes to will be, um, holding myself accountable for another system to utilize and backtest in the markets, uh, for forward testing in live markets. Uh, Essentially, that's what I want to do, uh, and that's, if I don't achieve what happens, that will be on me, um, and that would take extra time for me, because then I would have to do 100 back tests, to make sure that system is most achievable. At the end of the day, we want to be able to make sure that all systems get the go ahead. So yeah, that's just kind of a bit of an update from me. Um, and yeah, I'll see you guys towards potentially the end of October, just to give a little catch up on how I'm doing and the processes behind what I'm doing towards the end of Q4. and the end of this quarter. Thank you very much for listening. And yeah, let's get this final push through towards the end of this year and see how we do.